Blast me to Bermuda. It's another Mad Merlin's video. Hello and welcome back to another Mad Merlin's video. Today we'll be going over the sprues for the good side of the Battle of Pelennor Fields box set by Games Workshop. We're taking a look at all the detail on the sprues, checking out their stats and rules, and at the end of the video I'll give you my suggestions for how to expand the armies going forward. So first off we'll take a look at Feyden. He comes on 2 sprues, first of which features his shield, his sword, the head options, along with the horse's reins, the mane, and the head. Feyden comes with 2 head options for each of his models, one on foot and one mounted. One helmeted option and one bear option. You can see he's got a very good likeness of Feyden from the films. And personally, I quite like bear head options on my generals. Second sprue features Feyden's torso and legs, as well as the main body of the horse. Lovely detail, especially on the armour. There we are. This model is a joy to paint. I've painted one so far, and I'm working on a second one. So I have one version of him helmeted and one version of him bareheaded. This one, being my third one, will be up for sale on eBay shortly, as I have no further use for him. Next up, we got the riders. You get 2 sets of 6 riders, so 4 sprues in total. So all the models are pretty much one piece, with the exception of the guy throwing his spear, who has a separate arm. Each model, of course, has the option of being given one of the 6 shields. If you have the Warriors of Rohan, you can also mix and match some shields from that set. 2 riders draw on their bows. 1 rider with a sword and slightly heavier armour. Rider with an axe. And 2 riders with spear, one again with slightly heavier armour. I have used the 2 models with the heavier armour as stand-ins for Royal Guard, although you will require to remove the bow and quiver from the rear, which is sadly moulded onto the cloaks, but is otherwise wonderful detail. You even got the graining on the back of the shields. So like I said, you get 2 of that sprue and 2 sets of the horse sprue. 2 different variants of horse, and of course any rider can go with any horse, so you can swap around from unit to unit. When I do a build video, I'll be just giving you a top tip on how to use the grass tufts that you get on the horse sprues. Most people end up throwing these away, but I found a rather useful way of being able to stabilise the horses to make them a little bit more stronger and more durable for during the games. Next up, you get 12 Warriors of Rohan. These models are simply to use for when your riders have been dismounted, but otherwise don't take any participation in the missions in the rulebook, in the guide. But You have 12 uniquely sculpted models. There's, of course, the odd chance a spear or sword will bend and snap off. I'm going to have to do something to prepare this one. It's actually one of the more common ones to break in this set, so I've pretty much had all the ones I've got snap off. My first one that did so, I turned into a banner. So no breakage is a bad breakage, as I say. And of course you get 8 shields in this set to go on the 8 models of hand weapons and spears. The rear of the figures, just some rather nice cloaks. Quivers on the archers. And again, the graining detail on the back of the shields. Finally, you get 2 sprues of 10 Warriors of the Dead. These models are fantastic updates of the old classic metal sculpts, some of which actually look very similar. Being one of the more modern Games Workshop's plastic kits for the Lord of the Rings, this one came out, I believe, during the early days of the War of the Ring campaign book. At the time of printing, though, the book did show the classic metal models, but this kit came out not too long after the rulebook dropped. Says 08 there. I think it was around 2008 time. Actually, no, it wasn't. I started in 2008. It didn't come out until about 2010, 2011, I think it was. There we go. Nice detail on the shields. Raggedy cloaks. Most models, again, are mono pose, coupled with hand options to be glued on, including a couple of spearmen. But there we are. As I mentioned in my full box review, the contents of this set available separately would cost you £99, which is more than the actual box itself is worth. And again, as I said, if you want to expand the armies in this box, I would suggest getting a second one. Speaking of expanding, first off, my top suggestions to expand your army would be, as the guidebook suggests, to get the King of the Dead to join the Warriors of the Dead. The new plastic model also includes 2 heralds, which act as banner bearers for the units. This one isn't suggested, but it's a personal favourite of mine. I would suggest picking up the 3 hunters. The updated plastic models of Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli, as they are seen emerging from the black ships to assault the Orc reserve forces at the Battle of Pelennor. Here they are on a custom movement tray for the War of the Ring. Oops. They are some of my favourite models. The way models now are being produced by Games Workshop has come a long way from when the earlier plastic models, like the Riders, were actually produced. Another set of models the guides suggest you to get are Eowyn. This is the old classic metal mounted version. I also have an on foot version which is still part painted. And she comes along with Meriadoc. Again, he's only half painted and needs to redo some of the areas that are showing through metal. But does it just to get these for the second scenario in the booklet. Another option to get, this is the classic metal Amir model. I would highly recommend getting the new plastic one. It is going to be on my to get list very soon. As I have to make a paint order, I think I might get it now. because it is a glorious new model. At the back of the book, it suggests some other units to get. Other than additional riders, it does suggest to get some Royal Guard, as a king is never without his own personal bodyguard. Another side note, if you are going to get some Royal Guard, go the full hog and grab yourself Gambling of the Royal Banner as well. Speaking of banners, pick yourself up a Rohan command set. You get a foot and mounted captain and a foot and mounted banner, which will go along nicely with the models from the core set. But when it comes to adding to the Warriors, my personal favourite command is this chap, Grimbold and his Helmengas. This has one of my favourite banner details, the looping pattern around the outside, the cross-headed axes alongside the horse head. And they wear heavier armour than the standard Rohan warrior. And the weapon of choice is the trusty axe. Grimbold himself holding a massive two-handed weapon. And his nice fur-lined cloak. And last but not least, we'll just take a quick look at the stats for the models. So we have the profile for Feyden. He has a move value of 6, fight value of 5, with a shoot value of 4, strength of 4, defense 7, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, and a courage of 5. He has 3 might, 3 will, and 1 fate. His war gear is a heavy armour with shield, Harugrim, his sword, and wearing an armoured horse. The profile for the horse is on the back of the book, which I'll show you shortly. Then we have Warrior of Rohan. They have a move of 6, fight value of 3 with a shoot value of 4, strength of 3, defense of 4, 1 attack, 1 wound, and a courage of 3. You have options for throwing spear, bow, and shield, and come with armour and an axe or sword as standard. Next up we have Warriors of Rohan. They have a move of 6, fight of 3, shoot of 4, 3 plus strength, 5 plus defense, 1 attack, 1 wound, and courage of 3. They come with an armour, sword or axe, shield, bow, and a horse. They have the option of taking throwing spears, and have the expert riders rule, which most Rohan units do. Warriors are dead. Have a move of 6, fight of 3, shoot of 4 plus, strength 3, defense 7 due to their spectral form, attacks 1, wounds 1, and a courage of 6. They have an armour and either a sword or an axe, have the options for a shield or a spear. And quickly, the horse stats: move of 10, fight of 3, shoot of 6 plus, strength 3, defense 4, no attacks, 1 wound, and courage of 3. And there you have the coverage of the good side of the Battle of Pelennor Fields box by Games Workshop. Next up will be the evil side, and then I'll be doing a build video covering most of the models in the set, though some of them I will be building and converting, so they will be done mainly via my Instagram page. So, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Use my affiliate link for Curton Games. And I'll see you in the next one. This has been Merlin. I'm mad about painting, and thank you for watching.